Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Once again, this is the Club of the Man 1993. Back up to you here again for my live review to catch up on this week's episode of NXT UK from the February 27th. And I do apologize. In my last 205 live review, I thought Tuesday's date was February 27th. That's February 26th. I do apologize, I got that date wrong, but it is the February 27th edition of NXT UK. I believe it was the last of the shows taped at the Phoenix Convention Center during Royal Rumble weekend in Phoenix, Arizona for NXT UK. Overall, I thought it was a solid show. I mean, again, it was just mainly 3 matches showcasing, UK talent versus, other talent in the WWE roster, whether 205 Live or just regular NXT. So I was cool with that. And we had a solid tag team match in the main event also for sure as well. Nothing really too much really accomplished here. We had a couple matches set up, though, for next week also advertised. One of them, of course, I'm very looking forward to seeing, very interested to see where it goes. We'll talk about that, of course, towards the end. Of course, also, it kind of hurt the show for me a little bit. Also, the fact that, again, the problem is, again, like, this is filmed in front of an American crowd, and I get the fact that, yes, that you want to spread your viewership for sure and get some attention in the United States, which good for them. But the United States crowd is still, getting to know some of these UK wrestlers. And, like, some of these matches, like, the crowd was not as into it, especially with the Walter Cassius Ono match. So definitely hurt a little bit, but the show was still, I thought, was solid. We opened up with a decent, but could have been a little bit better technical wrestling match between Tyler Bate and Gentleman Jack Gallagher. I've seen these two have a match before in NXT when Tyler Bate was UK champion, and this when Gallagher was still a babyface. And I thought they put on a really good match. But again, with Gallagher as like a heel, I mean, this match was still decent, but it wasn't the best Tyler Bate match I've ever seen. A couple of there was a lot of attempts to submissions. Tyler Bates' knee was damaged and ankle in the process. He tried to hit the airplane spin, but Gallagher quickly targeted his leg once again. In the end, it was not a crazy successful pinfall attempts from both men. Bate picked up the victory with a unique pinfall as well. But again, it was times during the match, the technical wrestling that Gallagher had, wasn't quite on key, but the pinfall sequences at the end were entertaining. It did lack, though, a little bit of, like, meaning, of course, as well. But again, I feel, the thing is, Gallagher, I still feel better off as a babyface. As a heel, when people become heels, they change their style. They feel limited. And all of a sudden, they can't win matches clean on themselves a lot. And I feel like that's kind of where the position, like, Gallagher is. He's part of a stable, but he feels like still like the weak link, which I know he can do so much more. But once again, even though you're a heel, you don't have to be just limited and feel you can't beat people, by yourselves. So, I don't know. Again, I feel like, Gallagher could be a little better. It's still like a decent match, but not the strongest I've definitely seen between these two. But I still feel Jack Gallagher should still, get more time in NXT UK as well. I think he will definitely thrive against a lot of people in that division for sure. But hopefully maybe somebody will turn babyface, because I still really think he needs a babyface turn for sure. But that was the first match. I thought, again, was, decent, but could have been better. The second match was Walter and Cassius Ono. Not a bad match. Again, the crowd just wasn't really that into it, but it was kind of like, Walter getting, he's faced, several people. Like his last challenge against Mark Coffey, I thought was his best match so far. This wasn't bad also against, the bigger Ono and the big hard-hitting guy as well. With Walter took some early offense, but he took out Ono with a shoulder charge. They continued to slug it out with each other. But in the end, Walter dodged a top rope moonsault from Ono and followed with a dropkick in the corner. He hit a huge power bomb, of course, to pick up the victory. An impressive win for Walter. Again, that the crowd just doesn't really seem to care because they don't really know much about these people. But I feel like when they get back to a UK crowd, the crowd's definitely gonna be a lot more hot for them for sure because they're familiar with these guys and know they are. I also be honest and say, I feel Walter should have a different finisher. The powerbomb, a lot of people do. I feel like, Walter needs something a little more unique. I'm not really sure what it is. Something like different, something that's more so like him. Like, a powerbomb for him, okay, but, power bombs, a lot of people are just stunners, I feel. So I don't know, like something that's a little more unique. I feel Walter should have for his finisher. And then finally, our main event match was the first title defense of the NXT UK Tag Team Champions. The Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake, taking on NXT's Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, which, again, I thought this was probably the best match of the show. Some great tag team action going on for sure. Gibson and Drake were in control against the challengers, but then Danny Burch took out both of the GYVs, connecting with a top rope drop kick on Drake, and Oney Lorcan struggled to recover on the outside, but then the champions regained control, and Gibson gained a 2 count from a ticket to ride. One of the big moments came towards the end when James Drake kicked out of a DDT combo from Lorcan and Burch, which the crowd believed that, they were going to win, which is awesome. Again, just showing that, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch are definitely two of the most underrated superstars as a tag team. Again, they made that statement for sure last year with that tag team match they had in TakeOver Chicago against the Undisputed Era. Of course, that got an NXT chant going, but then Gibson and Drake hit their combo finisher of a ticket to Mayhem on Burch to get the win. Again, it was pretty obvious, these guys were going to retain the match, but it was definitely a strong title match. But I still felt their match when they won the UK tag titles were great. The thing is, though, I still feel that this is. I'm not saying it's awful that Gibson and Drake are tag team champions. I mean, they're doing good as champions. But if I can be real and say, I still feel like this is more so like a consolation prize for Zach Gibson. Zach Gibson won the UK Championship tournament, well, for the number one contender for the UK Championship in 2018. And then, I don't know, I feel like, he should have been still being pushed as a single star for sure. But I feel like, there's no mid-card championship in the UK. So I feel like, this tag title run is kind of a little bit of a consolation prize for him to have like some type of goal instead. But because like this whole story is like him and James Drake are like kind of protege and student base and teacher basically, and which that worked in being tag champions. So I just felt like, if you're going with that story, it felt just a touch too soon to put the tag titles on. I feel it should have either been Mustache Mountain or Gallus. I still felt, honestly, but they're still doing a good thing as tag team champions. But I don't. But I just still feel that they could have dug a little more into this story with them before giving champions. But still a good match. I give NXT UK a B-. Robbie led the title. Left comments in the live chat saying, "Don't know if you saw my earlier comment during 205 Live review, but Maria Kanellis on Tuesday, damn, oh, definitely, yes, damn, for sure. Again, I constantly, especially when she made her 205 Live debut, I wanted to switch places with Mike Kanellis for a night, man." And regarding that voice message you sent me on Instagram, it's Ruby Riot with 1 T. Yes, for sure, 1 freaking T. Yeah, thanks for joining me live, Robbie. As always, guys, please check out Robbie's channel, and as he does his amazing fantasy booking videos. And if you love what he sees, get hashtag. We love what you hear him say, the glorious material that he pitches to us. Get hashtag please sign Robbie trending on Twitter for sure. But I'll give a B- for NXT UK. So again, I'm going to check out NXT right now. If I'm still waking up in the next hour, maybe I'll do my review for NXT also. But I can't guarantee the amount. I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm just going to veg, just relax, play some video games, just recover from my traveling and whatnot, and just dying down my adrenaline from my trip. And again, I'll do my special live stream of the week on Saturday for sure for that. But B- NXT UK, guys. Leave that down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. And yes, I did see Becky. Wait, Becky has a mugshot shirt on WWE Shop. Dang, that's actually pretty badass. Although I've heard, apparently what her and Rhonda are now tweeting about on social media. I'm like, okay, that's a little too weird, guys. But anyways, yeah, if I'm waking up, guys, I'll see you guys in an hour for my NXT live review. If not, then I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.